Good evening, Ardenwood Elementary parents and guardians. Thank you for joining us this evening for our presentations. Back to school night is always a special evening, and while tonight's virtual format is most certainly different from previous years, I hope that you share with me that same excitement and positive anticipation that the beginning of every school year brings. Typically, a back-to-school night presentation is filled with routine information such as vehicle safety reminders for dropping off your student, instructions on when your students may enter the playground in the morning, or what recess schedule might look like during the day. With the beginning of our school year taking place virtually, tonight's presentation will feel different, and I hope to share with you important information about our distance learning program. Our wonderful Parent-Teacher Association will also be sharing with you in this video information on how the PTA will continue to support Ardenwood Elementary. Links to various pieces of information in this presentation can be found in the video description below. Thank you to the wonderful certificated and classified staff at Ardenwood. Your professionalism and dedication to our students truly makes the Dragon community special within the city of Fremont. And though we are not physically near each other at this time, I know that together we can continue to provide all our students with the maximum opportunity to learn and thrive while achieving academic success and building respect for diversity and community. Our school mission is not possible without the unwavering support from our Dragon parents, guardians, aunts and uncles, and grandparents who share in our desire to have our children grow up to be tomorrow's leaders. To you, I say thank you.
The 2020-2021 school year is starting off in a distance learning format which was collaboratively created by multiple school, district, and community stakeholders. Unlike remote learning during the third trimester last year, this year's robust distance learning program has many details and protocols that I would like to share with you. Through live video instruction provided by our teachers, students will be taught and guided towards proficiency in grade level standards of various content areas. Student work will be evaluated and report card rubric scores or grades will be assigned. During the days, students will be expected to participate in live instruction referred to as synchronous learning with their teacher and peers, as well as participate in asynchronous learning activities, which may come in the form of small group instruction, independent work, or other autonomous activities. Our staff, in addition to being available to parents through email, will also make use of Google Classroom or Seesaw for communicating with students. Depending on your child's grade level, you should expect that your child participates in no less than 120 to 150 minutes of live instruction with their classroom teacher every day. In addition to these instructional minutes, your child will also be receiving live instruction from their physical education, science, music, and/or computer lab teacher, depending on the particular specialist classes that your child's classroom has been assigned to. Your child's teacher has already provided you with their daily instructional calendar, and they will be sure to update you if changes are needed. Virtual attendance in our distance learning program is mandatory. Just like a regular school day, we want your child to maintain those healthy routines of waking up and getting ready for the school day. Attendance and engagement information is recorded daily by the classroom teacher. While California Senate Bill 98 has modified the number of daily instructional minutes required for California public schools, your child's daily participation and attendance is still a requirement. If your child receives resource or speech and language services at Ardenwood Elementary, please be sure to actively be checking your email and voicemail for information being sent to you by our special education staff. Individualized education plans, or IEPs, are being updated with emergency distance learning plans that describe services that will be provided to them during distance learning. English language development is still a school priority during distance learning. Our English learners will receive integrated English language development instruction during their synchronous classroom minutes, and your child's teacher will provide you with additional information as to how other parts of the day may be used to support their language acquisition. Ardenwood School Counselor Mr. Sass will continue to support our students in their social emotional well-being during distance learning. Mr. Sass has a page on our school's website, and you are encouraged to periodically visit his site for information. Ardenwood is welcoming a new City of Fremont Youth and Family Services Counselor to the site this year. Ms. Shukla will be coming to Ardenwood later this month, so please look to our website for more information regarding her service to our school. Earlier in August, each of you completed an online Maze Day form through our Illuminate Parent portal. At the end of that form was a link to our school's Students of Character plan. Though we are physically away from the classroom, our school-wide rules and expectations still apply to distance learning. Ardenwood maintains a zero-tolerance policy towards bullying, and we will continue to teach the 8th grade traits. In addition to these ongoing expectations, I would like to also make note of new distance learning expectations that students need to follow. Students are expected to be on time and to fully participate in video lessons. They are to have their webcams turned on during live instruction. They should have their microphones muted unless otherwise instructed to by their teacher, and engage in both synchronous and asynchronous learning opportunities. During distance learning, there are also new expectations for parents and guardians. Recording of live instruction through Zoom or Google Meet is not allowed. While the school understands, especially for our youngest of students, that parents and guardians may have to assist their child with navigating through their online experience, it's important that your child attempt to independently follow the teacher's instructions and complete their classwork. Our staff needs to assess your child's progress. During a regular school year, parents would not be standing next to their child's desk in the classroom. We want to provide, to the best of our ability, the same independent expectation to our students during distance learning. Many of us are also working remotely from home, so it's inevitable that another family member may come into view during instruction. What is not appropriate, however, is for an adult at home to interrupt a live lesson to speak individually to the teacher. Please use email or other communication tools identified by your child's teacher to schedule a meeting or make use of office hours to communicate with your child's teacher. Whether you are a parent, student, or staff member, the school recommends that you avoid uploading any sensitive, confidential, or personally identifiable information to the various online platforms in use during distance learning. Your child's Google Apps for Education account is protected, and third-party programs do have data privacy agreements in place with the district. Our Information Technology Department recommends that distance learning be accessed through a designated device and that you regularly clear your browsing history, cache, and cookies. While Zoom waiting rooms are enabled, it's still a best practice not to share your child's login information or meeting links with anyone. An advertisement blocking program is also recommended to be employed. Ardenwood Elementary's facilities remain closed to the public during distance learning. This includes the main office, its campus of classrooms, and playgrounds. The one exception to this is if your teacher requests that you periodically come to Ardenwood to either pick up or drop off materials to support distance learning. We ask that you follow specific protocols when doing so. While on campus, all visitors must maintain social distancing and wear a face covering. Staff may ask you to leave if you do not have a face covering. Already in the completed 2 weeks of distance learning, we have had community members attempt to visit the site without face coverings. Please adhere to state, county, and local health regulations and set a positive example for your child by wearing a face covering even if you are on campus but for a minute to pick up materials. Ongoing contactless material pickup and drop-off will take place just inside the gate to the left of our school's office. This gate will be open between the hours of 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. every school day. Along the side wall of the office, there are shelves and tables that your teacher may have materials organized for your pickup. School personnel will not be staffing this location, so please check with your child's teacher to learn about how often this may be requested and what their return bin or box looks like. With the school's office closed to visitors, it's very important to all parents and guardians to know how to contact office staff with questions that they may have. Questions regarding your child's instructional schedule and online access should be directed to your child's teacher. As attendance of our distance learning program is mandatory, we ask that families follow the same absence reporting procedures they would normally use during the school year. Earlier in August, Ardenwood welcomed a number of new faces to the front office. Miss Carly Mitchell joins us as our attendance clerk. If your child will be absent from distance learning for the day, please email Miss Mitchell at the email address shown here on the screen. You may also continue to leave attendance information on our school's attendance line voicemail. This voicemail inbox is being remotely monitored. After dialing the school's main line, press 7 on your phone's keypad to be taken to the attendance line. Please use this line to report absences and not the school's general voicemail inbox. In your message or email, please clearly state your child's name, your child's classroom, what date they will be absent, and the reason for their absence. During distance learning, I recommend to the extent possible that requests for front office assistance be made through email. Please take note of Ms. Carla Leon's email address as our school's secretary. Inquiries that are submitted through email may receive a quicker response than those left through voicemail. It's Ardenwood's goal for all families to feel connected to and informed about school information throughout the duration of distance learning. To that end, we have employed a range of communication tools that you should be aware of. Our school's website is routinely updated with both local school information as well as updates from our district office. Please make a habit of periodically checking our website for informational updates, as well as always being able to access a school calendar, newsletters, and a staff directory. Thank you to any community member that has already subscribed to our Twitter feed at Ardenwood FUSD. We use Twitter to share timely school notices and celebrate fun things that are happening at Ardenwood. If you would like information delivered automatically and directly to your email address, both from the school and from third-party programs that may be of interest to you, please click on the PeachJar link on our school's website to subscribe to this eFlyer service. The school's office also makes use of an automated voicemail and email system called Bright Arrow. To ensure that important information is always successfully delivered to you, make sure that the school's office always has accurate and updated contact information for you. Very recently, the United States Department of Agriculture issued a waiver that has allowed for expanded school meal service during distance learning. FUSD is happy to announce that free daily breakfast and lunch is now available for any child between the age of 2 and 18 years old. The child need not be present to pick up the meal. Ardenwood's drive-through pickup meal service takes place daily from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the vehicle loop at the front of the school. Additional sites and times for meal service are listed on this flyer. In response to increased need and network demand, Xfinity has announced that many of their Wi-Fi hotspots in out-of-home locations will be available for free to anyone, including non-customers. Please see the link in the video's description below to open up an interactive map where you can see locations near you where free Wi-Fi internet access is being broadcast. While it continues to be our goal to provide a quality and impactful distance learning program to all of our students this year, the reality of our community's response to COVID-19 requires that some significant changes are made. For the entire 2020-2021 school year, regardless of when we return to a hybrid or traditional school day, all field trips have been canceled. This will also be the case for whole school assemblies. We know that our 6th grade class looks forward to their science camp experience in the redwoods near Santa Cruz, but this event has also been canceled. Our school staff is currently looking for ways to provide our 6th grade class a memorable distance learning experience in lieu of science camp. California Assembly Bill 1040, enacted in 1980, established the Gifted and Talented Education, or GATE program, allowing districts to set their own criteria for entrance and service delivery to students who are gifted and talented in areas such as specific academic ability, leadership, visual and performing arts, and creativity. In December of last year, the Fremont Unified School District Board of Education eliminated the previously utilized single event assessment system delivered to third grade students. The district hopes to develop a new multiple measure system of identifying GATE students by the spring of 2021. In a recent meeting of the Fremont Unified School District Board of Education, an updated budget and timeline was discussed for the completion of the Thornton Middle School conversion project. Distance learning has provided a unique opportunity for construction projects to continue during the instructional year that would otherwise be addressed during weekends, school holidays, and non-peak hours. The updated tentative timeline will have the Thornton Middle School conversion project completed by the 2021-2022 school year. If this tentative timeline is met, this year's 5th grade students at Ardenwood will be middle school students at Thornton Middle School next year. Please continue to look to our district's website for updates regarding middle school conversion timelines. I would like to take this opportunity to encourage all of our parents and guardians to join the Ardenwood Parent-Teacher Association. Ardenwood is very fortunate to have such dedicated, involved, and supportive parents. It's my pleasure to now introduce to you Miss Ellen Tillman, Ardenwood's PTA President, to share with you additional important information.
My name is Ellen Tillman, and I am Ardenwood PTA's president for this school year. I wanted to take a couple minutes of your time to explain why it is so important, especially this year, to become a member of our PTA. The priority for Ardenwood PTA this year is to create a sense of community for our students and their families. That means that this year, Ardenwood PTA is going all virtual. We will be doing all of our association and executive PTA meetings virtually via Zoom, and we will also be hosting monthly PTA activities via Zoom or a do-it-yourself at-home activity challenge for families. PTA activities that we've come to know and love, like the Reflections Art Contest, Red Ribbon Week, or Cultural Heritage Week, will still continue this year, but will be done so in a virtual format. First sponsored PTA activity we are excited to announce will be this month in September, and it is a Chalk the Walk contest for students where they will be decorating their sidewalks, driveways, or redrawing a picture highlighting one or more of Ardenwood's 8 great traits and sharing those images with PTA. For those of you that are interested, our next PTA Association meeting will be Tuesday, October 6th at 7 p.m. We will be sending out more details as it gets closer to the date. We also will be having a virtual meet and greet with myself to answer some of your questions about what PTA is going to look like this school year. This year, it's going to be more important than ever to stay connected and stay informed on what's going on at Ardenwood School. Because of that, we are happy to announce that our online platform, Membership Toolkit, will be able to connect you with weekly newsletters with information about what's going on at the school, events that we'll be having, meetings, and any other information that you need to know to keep you up to date as a parent. Membership goal for this year is 406 members. That is one more member than we had last year. Goes towards online communication platforms such as Zoom and Membership Toolkit, as well as pays for activities and programs sponsored by California PTA, National PTA, Peralta District PTA, Fremont Council PTA, and of course, your local Ardenwood PTA. Working with our staff to continue to make sure that we can provide all of the funding requests that are being asked of us to make sure that your students have an exciting, interactive year in this virtual learning environment. Because of that, we're asking that you please consider making a donation to PTA on top of your membership in lieu of a classroom donation this year. Those funds will go towards funding requests for the staff, our programs, and will also be pushed out to each of the grade levels should we go back to school in person this year. Any questions about PTA, have comments, concerns, or just want to know more, please reach out to me. My email address is ptapresident@ardenwoodschool.org. Go Dragons!